Excuse me, could you point me in the direction of ScreamCity? Never mind, I think I found it.
Okay, but like, I'm shaking ass to this.
Oh, 100%.
In the club.
In the club.
Absolutely. Hey, horror freaks. Welcome back to ScreamCity. I'm your host, Monica.
And I'm Jess. And today we will be discussing Frozen from 2010.
No one knows that we're up here.
This is so messed up.
Okay, but like, not us sounding like an official podcast.
I know, right?
Okay.
We are.
All right.
And before we continue on, I feel like we need to address the elephant in the room, which is hi. You can see us.
Hello.
We're real people.
Yes, we were doing...
I don't even know what camera to look
I know, there's so many.
Yeah.
We're so popular.
Yeah.
We were doing a very like fast test run in the last episode, and we just decided to post it to have something. It was very awkward, very raw, very just like, let's just put it and see what happens. And we've gotten some positive feedback, and I love that.
Me too.
Hi.
Hi. Hola.
Hola. Saludos.
Saludos a la cumpleañera.
All right. Anyway, so before we jump into the episode, Jessica,
Hi.
let's go ahead and get the scariest thing in general out of the way. Real life.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah,
have you had
100%.
any like real jump scares?
Real jump
This
scares?
week, yeah.
I worked 4 days in a row.
That is scary.
When I'm a part-timer.
It's just like, first of all,
First of all, I'm a part-timer.
20 hours.
Yeah. And
About
that was
20 hours
definitely
is
not
max.
20 hours. But you know what? I survived. I'm here. And I'm going to get paid.
You know
That's all that
what? You know
matters.
what my manager says?
What?
Hate yourself now, think yourself later.
Period.
Okay.
100%.
100%.
Slay.
I love.
Besides
True words.
that,
Yup.
yeah. I mean, okay, this isn't a jump scare at all.
But
In
it has
fact,
to be mentioned.
But like, I have been jamming out to some Spanish music recently.
Absolutely.
And I literally
Because it slaps.
I created a playlist called "Shaking Ass in Spanish"
Okay.
because that is
But
what I'm trying to
like
do.
the way that I would make that same playlist, but mine would be cries in Spanish, and then just put all the sad songs in Spanish,
Understood,
because those also
100%.
be hitting
they do.
100%.
But yeah,
Um,
I know nothing else crazy
okay.
for me right
Okay.
now. What about you?
The moving process of moving out of my apartment, that has been a little bit of a jump scare, for the past 2 weeks.
Which I'm so sorry to interrupt. I actually have another jump scare.
Okay,
Is the
interrupt
fact,
me.
Yes, 100%.
Floor is yours.
Well deserved.
Floor is yours.
Well deserved because guess who didn't know that she's moving anywhere?
What do you mean?
She didn't tell me anything.
Oh, yes,
At
that's
all.
true. I have not.
At all.
Okay, to be fair, I have like not updated anyone on anything until things were finalized.
I'm just saying.
Which we are
move in
now at that
silence.
point. Move in silence. Okay.
I respect.
Move under the tubble.
Move under the who?
The tunnel.
Okay.
Okay, call me El Chapo. And okay, no, okay, we might have to edit that out just a little bit. I don't want them coming for me.
Okay.
Anyway,
You can give details afterwards. It's okay.
we finalized things. We found somewhere to move. We're moving big. You know what I
Inshallah.
mean? Inshallah. And that's just been what the process has been for the past 2 weeks, and that was pretty scary. But you know, it is what it is. We finalized it. We're moving on. Okay, now right.
Period.
But yeah, that's pretty much my only jump scare. Moving process is scary.
Beautiful. 100%. I understand.
Thanks.
All right. Well, finally getting into this movie. If you haven't had the chance to watch this movie, just know. Can you guess?
I have a feeling it has to do something with like spoilers.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah, you're right on track.
Perfect.
This episode will have I don't even know what to get.
We're like looking everywhere. To be fair, before we had cameras, we would only look at each other.
Yeah, or I would like stare off into space. So I think I'm just gonna start staring off into space.
Absolutely.
But yeah. Long story short, this episode is going to have spoilers. So don't say that we didn't warn you.
Hey,
we
just because our
did.
faces are new doesn't mean our voices are.
Period. Anyway, but to give a quick synopsis of this movie.
Yes.
3 skiers stranded on a chairlift are forced to make life or death choices, which prove more Listen, I'm an English major, but that doesn't mean I know every word in the dictionary.
It's okay.
More perilous than staying put and freezing to death.
I thought it was called. Okay, this could be one of those things that has multiple names, but I could have sworn it was ski lift, so that's what I called it. But chairlift also
Yeah.
kind of sounds right. I'm not 100% sure.
Tomato.
So with our synopsis being out there in the open for everyone to know, Jess, what are your or not your fave three, but what are your three for this movie? So your first time watching this, your favorite scene, and then I guess maybe we don't really get kills. Well, we do, but like they're not really on camera. So, you know, so like maybe a scare.
Yeah, or like a scene that like really stood out to you.
Yes. Besides favorite
the
scene.
favorite scene.
So maybe like something thrilling that got your blood going.
Right.
You know.
First impression, I don't remember the first time I watched it, but I do remember two specific scenes in the movie, which are probably the most, crazy scenes.
Yeah.
The only thing I really remember prior to rewatching it again recently, and by recently I mean today, was the broken bones, the exposed kneecaps,
Yep.
and the wolves.
Yes.
That's all I remembered, right?
Yes.
So that was my, that's really, okay, basically my first impression, I guess.
Yeah.
I watched this 3 houses ago. I'm ancient.
Okay. She said 3 houses ago. That's how we measure time.
Yeah, that's how we measure
how long
time.
we live in a specific
I'm
space.
pretty sure it was either 2 or 3 houses ago.
Love.
Very traumatizing. I don't know why I, as a 12 or 13-year-old, was watching this, but I was.
Okay.
It was a sleigh, though.
It was
Absolutely.
a sleigh.
Just absolutely. I great movie. IMO. Favorite scene, guess what? Too many IMO.
Okay. You know what?
Actually,
I agree.
thank you. Actually, I do want to start off with giving credit where credit is due.
100%.
And absolutely appreciating that title card that we got.
The title card.
It was like, we got like snippets of like beep beep of the train was going. That's why I said it. I don't okay, anyway.
Your train is going.
I don't know. I don't remember. I literally watched it today again. But we get like 2 scenes or something like that. And it's like pure silence, like bliss.
Oh,
complete silence.
Yes. Like, are you talking about like in
then
between the
it's just-
scenes where they're like stuck?
No.
Oh, I was
It's, like,
talking about
right before the movie starts.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, I think we also get those similar scenes when it's like turns into daytime
Yeah.
and it's like super quiet. You hear like,
Oh, I do. Yeah,
and then it's like
I do like
birds
that.
chirping. But anyway,
But
yes.
no, the title card, it's literally
Those are
all
good.
silence, and then it's just like frozen. And
Yeah.
then helicopter starts playing in the background, and I'm
Oh.
like, yeah. So yeah, I love the
Title cards.
title card.
That is really good. That's a good.
I also really, I don't know. I feel like I'm appreciating. I mean, I already love film so much, but I feel like I'm appreciating film more as I'm retaking the screenwriting class, just because I am kind of getting the background, like the
That makes
behind the
sense.
scenes
Yeah.
of a movie, right?
Uh-huh.
And as a writer, I'm like, ooh, I wonder how that was written or whatever.
Yeah.
Long story short, I really also liked. I'm on my favorite scene, right? Okay, I was like, I don't remember where I'm at right
You
now.
had too many.
I also really liked the overhead shot that we get of what's her name? Parker taking a drag out of the ski lift worker's cigarette.
Oh,
you
that
like it's an
actually was-
overhead shot, and
Yeah,
like
from, like,
I don't
the
know if some
top.
fans are
Like
swarming?
something's going on in
Yeah.
the middle where it's going like this.
But overall, I really liked that. Also, one last one. I'm sure there's more, but
Okay.
the last one that I can find on my on my notes is
'Kay.
the shot of the lights slowly getting turned off in the background
Slowly getting turned. Which scene is that?
when they just got stuck.
Oh yes,
they're
and it's like
talking, and in the background, in the background's like
yes,
just
it's like
slowly
one
turning
thing
off.
out of another.
That is so eerie to me.
Absolutely. Because, and I think it's that in general where we get scenes like whenever someone's like in an abandoned house or a building or like a hospital and they're like at the end of a hallway and then it's just like each like
Yes. I think
And it just gets darker and darker and
I
darker.
feel like that happens in almost every paranormal movie, but
Absolutely.
for some reason, the only one I can think of right now, and it's probably not even correct, is scary stories to tell in the dark. Right?
Is that? Do they have a scene like that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right. And it just
creepy-ass
gets
little
yeah,
ugly lady.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I
Terrifying.
agree. Scary.
Yes, my favorite scare. I mean, I feel like I have to say the exposed kneecaps.
It is pretty scary.
It's,
It's pretty jarring
like-
to see.
Forget the fact that he gets eaten by wolves.
Oh,
Okay. It's the exposed bone. And fun fact, now that I'm already talking about screenwriting, I actually my first assignment, I wrote about a basketball kid. It was like a mood switch assignment, right? So
Okay.
it's like character starts off with this mood and then ends up in this mood. My story was that the basketball player started off like super confident and everything, and then he twists his ankle and exposed bone is like just out there. And as I'm writing it, I'm like, okay, girl, like whatever. But as I actually see it, no.
you're like
No.
disgusting. Never doing that again.
What pisses me off, and listen, I know it's a fictional thing, but why didn't he bend his knees?
See, and we're going to deep dive whenever we kind of dissect the movie a little bit more. But I'm going to say a phrase later on in the movie. You probably already read it whenever I dissect the movie. And everyone will understand.
I know exactly.
Absolutely.
I know exactly.
And if
what-
you
yes.
already know, you already know.
Yes.
But just know
Yes.
if you don't know now, you will when I say it.
Yeah.
Okay, keep that in mind.
Okay. So,
And I say that because that kind of goes hand in hand because, like, they don't be thinking.
they don't. No, I know
So-
exactly what you're.
Absolutely.
Yes, I read
Okay.
it right before. Anyway.
All right.
So that's it for me. But again, I have like so many. Okay.
Well, we're gonna dissect the movie.
You're so right.
So
So
you
I'm
can
just gonna-
save some.
I'm just gonna leave it for the exposed bone.
Okay.
But real quick, which I forgot to mention, is we are kind of propped up right
We're-
now.
yeah.
And we're in our puffer. Well,
Look,
I'm
being
my
in front of the
puffer.
camera is very new to us right now. So
So-
we're kind of just, what do we do?
Yeah.
What do we do? You know? So we'll get better in front of the camama.
But the least we could do right now is
Put on some
actually
jackets.
put on some jackets so we can feel like we're
Frozen.
and not the Anna and Elsa with Olaf. One.
Let it go. Is that those the lyrics?
Yeah.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Let
Or
it go.
do you want to
Wanna
build a snowman?
Hey, you don't know. What if like Olaf shows up? I'm shut up.
Right.
Okay, so I'm moving on to my 3. Okay.
Go ahead. Oh, Monica.
Okay.
What for? Yeah, those
Oh,
are
thank you.
mine. What about you,
Thank
Monica?
you so
What are
much.
your big 3?
Thank you so much for asking.
Of course.
So my first impression with this movie was actually last night. I actually had never seen this movie before, and I watched it for the first time last night. And let me tell you something. I really liked it. I really enjoyed this movie. I really enjoyed
figured
it.
you were going to.
Yeah. I think this would 100% be a rewatch movie for me. I really enjoyed it, and I think I would recommend this to other people to watch it for sure. Characters are a bit questionable, to say the least. But I overall really like the concept of how the scenes kind of come together and everything. I kind of like movies where people get stuck in a certain area or in a specific space or anything like that, and they basically have to figure and map out how to kind of get out of that situation. It's very like interesting to see how like obviously in movies, it's interesting to see how writers kind of come up with different maybe options or scenarios and how like people can get out of that, which I think helps for us.
You know, one of the things I wrote on my notes, which I wrote it in my notes, and I'm really not going to because I don't want to compare like a fictional story versus something that happened in real life. But in my notes, I wrote that I didn't want to compare Society of the Snow too much with this movie.
And I had a feeling you were going to.
Yeah, but I came to I was like, I don't want to compare a fictional story with something that actually happened in real life.
That's
but
But I wouldn't.
rewatching it today, I was like, wow, this reminds me a lot of, you know.
Uh-huh,
But
absolutely.
that's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
I swear.
That was your one-liner.
That was my one-liner.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know what we got out of today, though? You know, like, you've come so far. Because you know what you don't mention?
What?
Evil Dead Rise.
Oh my God, yeah. You're so right.
So we've made progress. So
Okay,
that's great.
actually,
No.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just kidding. What were you going to say?
No, I wasn't going to say anything. Go
Okay,
ahead.
great. Anyway, so I was actually really annoyed with Parker the entire movie. However, girlies for final girls forever.
That's
You know what I
okay.
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like final girls, girlies.
100%.
Glad. Super glad.
Okay.
And we love to see it,
Yeah.
you know? So I'm, again, I'm going to dissect a little bit more on why I wasn't enjoying Parker's character so much later, but leave that as it is. My favorite scene, I honestly also had a few scenes that I really enjoyed and that I even felt a lot of emotion towards. This isn't my favorite scene, but the scene where Dan gets ripped up by wolves and he's yelling in the background, but in between yelling, he keeps telling Joe to not let Parker see. That is so fucking sad. So sad. And he's like, Joe is like holding Parker so close to his face. And he's like, don't look down, don't look down. And she's like yelling because she can like hear him. Oh my God. It's like the saddest fucking scene I've honestly endured in a while.
I had to mute the whole thing.
That whole scene. It's really sad.
The whole scene.
Yeah, it's really sad.
I just can't. I can't.
I was, the horror freak in me was a little upset that we didn't get to see him get mauled, But I think the impact of that scene, like without even seeing it, was enough for me to like feel the emotion, which was so fucking sad. So sad.
Is this PG-13?
I have no idea. I feel like it should be. We don't get a lot of blood.
Is. And I feel like if they would have shown him get mauled, it would have been rated R.
That's true.
But I don't know. I feel like
100%.
times were different back then.
Anyway, it's super, super sad, but it's not my favorite scene. I think for my favorite scene, I'm going to have to go or choose the scene where Parker finally makes it off of the ski lift or chairlift, whatever it's called. And she's crawling all the way to the road. So that entire scene, I think, is just so like, I don't know. I think it really does bring the movie together right at the end. But obviously, like when she's on her way down, she sees Joe's body like just mauled by the wolves. And it's so, so sad. Again, super, super sad. But girlies for final girls. You know what I mean?
I literally wrote that down in one of my dissection.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. My favorite scare, we don't really get this. I feel like this is more of a thriller, horror, suspense type of movie. So we don't get like a ton of like kills, and we don't get like super horrific, like scary type scenes. I don't know. So there weren't a ton of scenes for me to choose from that like genuinely scared me, but I really, I ended up choosing the scene where the lift officially closes, which is kind of the same scene that you chose. Was it like your favorite scene? But basically, like all of the lights turn off, but more specifically when realization sets in for them and that they're going to be stuck up there for an entire week. An entire week. I thought it was a weekend. And I was like, y'all could do 2 days. Y'all be okay. Which, spoiler, they did. But like the entire week. And so, but imagine like if they were to get stuck up there and the entire movie was them up there for a week and neither of them, one of them like got down or anything like that. Like, I don't know. I think it's just watching the thrill of that scene and then seeing them panic, I think was enough for me to feel that same panic. So I was like,
yeah,
it was very scary. But those are my 3. So
beautiful. I love that.
Remember that thing I said about having done this before? I totally lied. I'm scared shitless.
With that super sad scene out of the way, moments right before he decided to jump. So we're gonna go ahead and dissect the movie a little bit. Do you want to go first, or would you like me to do the honors?
I mean, I can go. We can kind of go like back and forth. You know what I mean?
Okay, but like, who's gonna go first? Okay, I'm gonna go first. Okay. I want to start off by mentioning that I think Dan looks so much like a young Zac Efron in this movie.
Bro, I literally said
the entire.
I mean, I didn't say it on here.
The entire time, I thought this was Zac Efron.
In my notes, I said
right here.
Before I knew the characters' names, I said, "Girl looks like Blake Lively. Guy looks like Zac Efron. Other guy looks like what's his name from Gilmore Girls.
Okay,
I forgot his name. It's like Rory's first boyfriend or something.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
No,
to
he
me.
does not. Or maybe to you. I'm not in your brain, thankfully. But I don't agree. I don't know about the Blake Lively thing either. However, I can maybe see it. But I do think that Dan looks so much like Zac Efron, like a young version of Zac Efron, and it was nice to see. Okay, you can go first.
Yeah, okay.
Choose another scene.
Okay, great.
Or more like another thing to point out about the movie.
Okay, so, well, I guess one of the first things that I wrote down was new final girl ?
Yeah, that's I'm telling you. Okay, so being on the topic of Parker, I just didn't. I don't know. Something about her overall character annoyed me, and I'm going to be honest. Maybe that was the point of the like writer director's envision to kind of create a character that's not really likable, but ends up being the one surviving. And if they, I mean, if that's what they wanted, cool. I guess I don't know. I don't know. It wasn't necessarily about like her complaining or like the things that the guys were complaining about her or Joe specifically about being like, we can't do more things with skiing because you don't know how to ski and you ruined our boys trip, yada yada. It wasn't that. I think it was just like she's the type of character in horror movies that I just cannot stand. Like I don't know.
What's an example?
That's what I'm trying to think. So as soon as they get stuck, right? Of course, like you're going to want to try to get attention from someone who's closing down the place. But she starts yelling so hard that I'm just like, how about you take a minute and maybe just kind of see where you are and gather your surroundings and maybe like before you start yelling. I don't know. Her yelling really annoyed me. And then I even wrote it down. She dropped her fucking glove for her crusty ass cigarette. And then I'm pretty sure 100% she lost that hand once she got saved and everything. But I'm like, that is so ugly and crusty and not super final girl of you. Like she made some pretty idiot decisions. Yeah. And then like when Dan dropped finally, like when he like finally fell and he like broke his legs, she's like, wait, I'm coming. I'm gonna go. I'm like, what are you gonna do? What is there for you to do? You just saw how he fell. And you're going to try and go and do the same just so you can break your legs? I don't know. I just feel like she wasn't using her noggin. And it was really kind of irritating.
It was upsetting me and my homegirls.
Yeah. But again, I appreciate that she was the one that survived.
Yeah. I figured
Because she was a girly girl.
Yeah. Another thing that I wanted to mention too is, again, I didn't remember the ending of this movie. So as I was watching it today, in my mind, I was like, oh, the second body or I guess basically the first body she finds, which is, what's the other guy's name?
It's Dan, Joe, and Parker.
Joe. Yes. Joe Lynch. I thought that was going to be the body of the missing man that was on the side of the coffee. I think it was like coffee at the resort.
Yeah.
And that Joe was going to come in and like shoo the wolves away. I was wrong.
You were wrong.
Hella wrong. Again, I hadn't seen this movie in like a million years prior to today. But yeah, that was another thing.
That is good.
That I was like, oh.
I think, I don't know if you were in the middle of writing this, but I've never been skiing. And now I don't want to.
I was going to say, I've never been skiing. I haven't. But I feel like I would like to experience it at least once in my
I guess
life.
that's true. Okay, to be fair, the even the whole reason why they even got stuck in this situation is because Dan pimped out his own girlfriend to go to like the ski lift dude to be like, hey, haha, hee, I'm just a girly and I don't have money. Can me and my friends get on for free? And then they do, and then later on they do their like skiing, whatever. They take the hill down, and then they try to go back around, and then they try to get on again, and they're like begging the dude, and then they get on. So, yeah,
that did piss me off. I'm like, y'all paid already hundreds of dollars less.
Yeah,
like why are you trying to go again? Like you didn't spend the money that these other people did. You only spent $100.
You know why? Paper. That's white paper things. Yeah, that was kind of like my overall take from this movie, is that this movie is the definition of that's why people shit. I was gonna say with respect, but I don't know how to say that respectfully. Because although I really enjoyed this movie and I enjoyed the concept of it, I unfortunately think that there are people out there who would put themselves in this type of situation just to end up the same way.
Yeah.
All for a free ride.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
I'm
mean,
like,
$100 ride.
yeah. And to be fair, a lot of us who are of color are a little afraid of heights to begin with. So imagine being in an open seat like that.
Yeah, no, I can't.
I don't know.
I would like to
Okay.
go skiing, but guess what? I'm staying in the beginner little, like the one that actually like they wrap you against something. You just like pull, like they
Oh,
pull you.
yeah.
I'm staying in that one.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm not doing anything else.
I don't know. Yeah, I think now that I'm like thinking about it out loud, I don't know if I'd be able to go skiing only because I don't think I can get on a ski lift. It sounds scary to be just seated out in the open. It reminds me of the oh my gosh, the seats in Six Flags.
Oh yes,
That
the one
spin?
with the spin.
Yes, but
Yes.
the one that goes like super, super high.
Yeah.
Okay, I got on that and I had a panic attack because
Yeah.
I looked up and the seat is just like hanging on like this.
Yeah.
And I said,
I
I
have
am thousands of feet in the air.
if I'm not mistaken, I think Alexia and I have a selfie of us on top of that the taller one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's a really scary.
It's a scary situation.
Scary
No, thank you. No, that makes sense. Do you have any other things?
Two last things before
Yes.
we kind of wrap up is I have to admit, Joe kind of attempting to distract them by asking them questions was so adorable to me.
Oh, it was adorable.
I thought it was
Yeah.
adorable. I was like, he was like, what was your favorite Christmas present or
Oh,
whatever?
yeah.
Like, I
And she
thought it
was, like,
so
naming her
adorable.
dog.
Yeah, Shania, I think was the dog's
Yeah.
name. That's actually not what I wanted to say. But what I actually wanted to say was Joe's face when he realizes that the wolves are coming.
Oh my gosh, when he's like on the rail, and he's
rail.
like going down.
And
oh my
okay,
gosh.
so fun fact, I guess, is my TV, I muted my TV at the whole scene was muted,
so
which I
sad.
know is like not the real experience, but shut up. I've watched
To be
it
fair,
before.
I was gonna say you've watched the movie before.
And so I had it muted, and then I see his face and I see the subtitles, and I'm like, fuck, I need to turn up. I have to turn this shit up. And his face was just so crazy. And then once he gets back and both Parker and Joe are in the ski lift,
Mm-hmm.
and Dan starts to get mauled by the wolves. There's a scene, I don't know if it's both of their faces together or like individually, but the look of terror on their face.
It's so scary. It's so
is-
terrifying.
Oh, and also
it's like picture perfect.
the other scene that I was thinking of is Dan has his like his hands in his face, right?
Mm-hmm.
He looks up and this wolf is just like
Snarling
snarling,
and like growling at him.
That was a really good scene.
It's
it was
such a good
so
scene.
Good.
Super, super good.
Ugh.
And I would actually love to expand on that because I watched the behind the scenes of this movie. It's like all over YouTube. There's like different clips, and they showed the specific scene where they're filming with the wolves.
Okay, that was another thing I was gonna say is did they train this man because, and by man I mean the wolf, because he did a really good job. I hope he
No,
got paid.
actually, yeah. So the whole pack of wolves that they use in the movie, like they're trained wolves.
Wow.
They only have one trainer though, like who is like training all of the wolves.
Yeah.
And one of the there was a comment that I saw underneath the video that basically said like, okay, but like what kind of happens if like their wild instincts like take place? And then she was like, well, we just kind of hope that one of you is a lot slower of a runner to help you kind of, take off, which I'm like, this is kind of what I appreciate. So I don't know. I go back and forth with being like kind of for and against with animals being used in movies because we don't ever really know how exactly they're trained. Unfortunately, circuses ruin that for me. And then two, like you just don't know what like the living conditions are. You don't know how they get treated and things like that. So I don't know. However, this clip that I saw, it seemed pretty legit and it seemed pretty genuine. So that like made me feel pretty good. But they showed the behind the scenes of that specific scene of that film, like of that scene of like the wolf growling and snarling. And it is the cutest fucking thing. So the trainer is actually dressed as Dan. Like like that's her in the movie.
Oh, okay.
But she's training him, and so so basically how she trained him, or not trained him to do that, but what she did to get him to do that, she shows him a face of her growling and like snarling. So he starts mimicking her, and he's like growling too, and he's like snarling or whatever. And then once she kind of gets him to stop, she's like, okay, and then she'll feed him a treat, and then he'll go and he'll sit back down. And I was like, oh, shut the hell up.
Oh my
his
God,
his name was Maverick.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's so cute. Super, super cute.
Oh, now I have to watch that.
You know, it's super adorable. And then I was like, oh my God, that is so stinking cute.
Yeah.
But
wolves are great. I love them.
absolutely. They're just big puppies.
They're just big babies.
But don't ever approach one if you ever find one.
Never.
In a mountain, in a forest. Just let them be. And then there's like they show a little bit of the scene where he's like tearing up some meat. But you can tell that he's not trying to eat it when they're filming him. He's just kind of, because he's looking at his trainer the whole time. So he's like looking at her.
Like,
and
am I
he's
doing
just,
it right?
Yeah, he's just like moving it and like
That's
snarling
so
and looking really mean. There was someone in the back that was like, "You're such a good boy."
Oh, same.
He's like,
that
"Who's
would
a
be
good
me.
boy?" Yeah, he was
That
like,
would be me 100%.
"Who's such a good boy?" It was so funny. But anyway, I just really had to show that note because I was so excited when I saw that, and I thought it was like the most adorablest thing ever. Yeah.
Okay. One last thing, I promise. I
All
promise.
right.
I'm so sorry.
And then we're moving on.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Tell me I'm not the only one who felt this, okay? I got huge Final Destination
100%.
vibes and the tiniest little bit of wind chill.
100%.
So like wind chill solely through like the cinematic
Of
like
being
when
like
she's
in snow and being
but also when Parker is running down, like she's escaped and escaped, and she's running down to the to like the street or highway or whatever.
Yeah.
The way that it's shot reminds me of a scene in Wind Chill, and I think it's also like when Emily Blunt's character is like going down to like the burning car. I don't even know if that.
Oh,
you know,
yes,
something like that.
yes.
It's just the way that it's being shot or filmed. The Final Destination one. The sounds of the railings,
of like the
ski
actual,
lift.
like all of the
Yeah.
noises of like the fucking whenever she's on it and like Joe's already left and it's just her by herself and the thing snaps and like it like the ski lift completely falls and you can just hear it snap like one little wire after another. And I think it's also the close-ups of like the manufacturing of like the whole ski railing and everything that kind of
It reminded me of Final Destination 3.
Yes,
right?
yes,
with
100%.
the roller coaster and everything.
No, I 100% got those two vibes, which to promote our own episodes, we've covered both movies.
Oh my God, that's so
So
crazy.
you 100% should go listen to those.
100%.
Yeah, they don't have video, but that's okay. That's okay. You just listen to it like in a car ride or something. So it's a lot of fun.
Oh my God! Oh, my legs are broken! Oh my God!
Okay, I muted
Crying.
it for a reason, and now that I have to hear it
It's
here,
sad. It's so
absolutely
sad.
not.
It's so sad.
Absolutely not.
But
But
it's
I
such a
think we
good
have
scene.
to give credit where credit is due.
100%.
Let's get into the cast.
Yes.
So
Good
the
cast.
person you just heard screaming for his life, that was Kevin Zegers, who played Dan Walker,
AKA young Zac Efron.
young Zac Efron, R.I.P. to the character.
Okay.
We've got Miss Final Girl Emma Bell as Parker O'Neill, and of course the person. Okay, now that I still see it a little bit. He also
For
kinda
her,
looks like
him.
him.
Okay.
Yeah. I forgot the actor's name, but anyway, Sean Ashmore, who plays Joe Lynch.
Sean Ashmore is actually like in a shit ton of stuff.
Really?
Yes, he is. He is in. Oh wait, maybe I'm thinking. No, he is. He is in. First of all, he's in Cadet Kelly.
Oh,
Salute.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
He's in X-Men. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know who he plays in that. He's in The Ruins. He's in X2. He looks like he's in all of the X-Men, or most of the X-Men movies. He's like I think he's played kind of smaller roles, but like in a ton of different movies. I think there's a show more specifically that I remember him from that I can't think of, and I can't find it on here. But anyway, he was like super popular in like early mid 2000s. So
Understood. He's a cutie.
He is cute.
We've got Ed Ackerman as Jason,
who I think is the
guy who was like
who ended up putting them on the ski lift.
Right.
Yep.
Operator. Riley Vanderbilt as Shannon.
She was the one that Joe was crushing on and asked for her number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Do you remember the number? 70683 something.
83, yeah, something like that. There's a 3 in the number. There's a 7. There's a 6. There's a 8. There's a 4.
Oh, I don't remember
know
the 4.
Yeah, so. I don't know.
I will say one last thing about the cast, and I haven't looked into it, so I could, I'm not even saying it is him, but the person who was driving the plow truck or whatever, looked a little bit like what's his name, Jason Voorhees.
Oh, like the one who plays
the guy, the actor who plays. It looked like him, but I'm not saying it is him.
That's
just
true.
In my mind.
That's
maybe it is.
True. He did kind of resemble him a little bit. I guess one last thing. This movie was really good. I feel like this movie was not made on a lot of money. I don't know what the budget was for this movie. I guess I can easily look it up and see if it's even accurate. I will say, obviously, it's going to be a lot of money, but I feel like compared to a shit ton of other movies, I don't think it was that much. Let me see if I can maybe look it up if it's even anywhere. Okay, it's not. It doesn't pop up anywhere.
Oh my God, I was right. It's Kane Hodder.
It is him. It is him.
Yeah.
Okay,
oh
cool.
my God, look at me. I'm
Hell
so
yeah.
smart.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome. But anyway, I was just gonna say it's not because this movie doesn't give indie film, but it also doesn't give like super cinematic, going into the theaters making like trillions of dollars. You know what I mean? I feel like it's kind of a sweet spot in between, and I think this again just goes to show that like a movie can be a good movie without needing all of these extra stuff. And I will say, because of the behind the scenes videos that I saw, they filmed in actual like snow and like in an actual like area where they can film like this, and I think that helps with the authenticity of like creating that setting that makes you feel like that way.
No,
And
even the wolves. I feel like in movies
so cool.
nowadays, like you can definitely tell that it's a CGI wolf, and I think it's so ugly. And I was like, this wolf looks a little too real.
Oh, they were 100% real.
Yeah,
it's so
and that makes me happy.
It's so cute. I saw one on a leash.
Oh,
and I said, I want one.
I want to pet it.
I want to pet it.
I want to pet it.
But yeah. So,
cute.
Cast 8.
8.
Movie,
left no crumbs.
8.
8.
And like director and producer. Why did I blank on that word?
Which, the film company, I don't know if you noticed this at the beginning, is A Bigger Boat. I think it's called A Bigger Boat Film Company or something like that. I could be 100% wrong, but I thought that was cute. I feel like it's a little ode to like Jaws. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so we are going to move along with the episode, and I think you know what time it is.
Do I?
Yeah, it's time to go. No, since we're pretty much near the end, we're gonna do a little.
Which?
I was trying to count down. Where I've never done that before. I surprised her. Okay, I will.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna count down. Okay, we're gonna do a little 1, 2, 3. Would you rather? Yeah. Okay. So for this episode, there was technically 2, but I feel like mine wasn't that great. So I just, Jessica's. She's better at these. So I'm going to say hers. Would you rather fall off a chairlift and break both of your kneecaps, exposing the bone, if you weren't aware, or be surrounded by a pack of wolves, unsure if you're going to be their dinner or not? Because I was going to say, because they didn't eat Parker when she was like sliding down the snow, but they were also in the middle of a meal.
Right.
So
they were probably pretty full.
Yeah, they were chilling. They were just like, whatever.
And we're like, you know what? We're full right now. We'll eat you later.
Yeah,
like, we'll save you for lunch.
Because we'll find you for sure. I think
I would kill myself.
Okay. I think that would be easier
for in both situations.
But But what would
I literally just touched my knee and I can't.
You're like,
I
I
can't.
can't.
I can't.
It's because it's sensitive
I
areas
already
like this.
have fucked up knees. Okay, I have.
I don't have mega knees.
I don't got mega knees. Number one, because you know what I do got? A dislocated patella.
Oh, that sounds serious.
Oh, it is.
Okay, is that contagious? Don't touch me. All right. I think we all think that this was a bad idea or a good idea. What's that quote from? Never mind. I'm quoting a movie. I think I would rather be eaten by a pack of wolves.
Me too.
Yeah,
Because at least your body's being used for like
for something for the greater
it's
good.
it's benefiting
Some like another being.
a species.
Absolutely.
And that's all that matters.
Because see, yeah, it's kind of in the same boat of like donating your organs to science after you pass. Well, in
Yeah.
this case, I get to feed a family, and what better way
To go
like
out
to go out
then
and
to know that
that I am making someone's belly full.
yeah.
Okay, more specifically, a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Cause see, I too don't want to break my kneecaps. So I'm good.
I've been through too much physical therapy just to get them broken.
'Cause see-
like, no.
Yeah, no. See, because breaking those kneecaps and exposing that bone, that sounds like a ton of surgery. Or
I
the
mean,
easiest one is just an
amputation.
Yeah, but like,
100%.
I
Both
don't-
of them.
I don't think I would look good in a
Capital
wheelchair.
B, capital O, capital A, capital F. Both.
Oh, both of them.
Both of them.
Both of them. But I personally don't think I would look good with two wheels attached to me. So I think.
I mean, I'm already I don't even know. I don't know.
Yeah,
No.
But
I-
I'd rather be eaten by a pack of wolves. I appreciate it.
Note, it says be surrounded by a pack of wolves.
Oh, not knowing if it-
Unsure.
Hey, you never know. What if they see me as their next leader?
Yeah.
What if they see me as the next alpha?
The alpha female.
Mhm.
What if it's a pack of female wolves and they're like, oh,
Slay.
slay queen.
It's like, Queen, you look kind of good
Yeah.
for dinner.
Oh,
Oh, no, I agree. No, yeah. So wolves.
wolves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really fast. The other one was mine, which was a little more bland, but it was just like, would you rather be stuck in freezing weather or in extreme hot weather, not knowing when you'll be saved?
I've been, there's this one quote by Dr.
Seuss.
Doofenshmirtz.
Oh,
I don't even know if he is a doctor. Doofenshmirtz.
Doofenshmirtz.
Anyway, you know him. He says, if I had a nickel for each time this happened or whatever, I'd have 2 nickels, which is,
This time,
which is
Okay.
weird, But I've watched 2 wintry survival movies within the span of like 30 days.
Love. So you think you could survive it?
No.
Oh, okay.
So,
I don't know. I don't do well in either weather. Like, can I get fall or spring weather?
yeah. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm cold and we're at like 60 something right now.
that's true. And yeah, that's true. I guess it would depend on what, because I feel like my anxiety would make me warm enough until I die. So
I'm very friolenta.
me too.
I don't even know is that the right word in Spanish?
In Spanish, sure. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's why we didn't say that one. So we're not gonna go with that one. But I'd rather be eaten by a pack of wolves.
Same.
Okay.
All right.
Yay.
Well, let's go ahead and rate this movie before ending the episode. Now, this is a horror movie, so we will have our 2 scales of satisfactory and scary.
Okay.
Just because a horror movie is good does not always mean it is scary and vice versa.
Vice versa.
So, Monica,
Yes, that is me.
what do you rate this?
Thank you. Pondering. All right. So scary scale. I wasn't 100% scared. So I'm knocking it down to a 5. The 5 is more so for the suspense and the thrilling action that I got from the movie and the panic, the very slight panics that I got and everything. But overall, I didn't get like a good or like or like type of spook.
Yeah, it's more like a thriller, I
Yeah,
guess. Like
100%.
thriller, survival.
Right. And then satisfactory, I'm giving it a good 8 out of 10. It's pretty high on the scale. I really enjoyed it, and I recommend for anyone who hasn't seen this movie to watch it. I like it. It's good. It's genuinely a good time to watch. It's nothing too serious, but it also has that scene, and it's so sad. And I think I'm just knocking it 2 points because Parker just overall wasn't enjoyable for me. And I don't know. I feel like I wanted more to happen, like at the end.
Yeah, like again, like I mentioned, I thought since I didn't remember the end, I thought that's what was going to happen, which was Joe was going to be like, "Shoo,"
Got
and
you.
the body was actually going to be the missing person's body.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Yeah, but she gets saved. She gets put in a pickup truck or the
Which-
van.
Another thing, her head was a little too close to the road. And I thought, again, since I did not
That she was
remember the
gonna
end,
die.
I literally thought someone was going to run her over. And,
Yep,
and I was
100%.
like, that would have been really funny, personally.
Bro, that is exactly what me and Mateo said when we were watching this movie. And I was like, she's literally in the middle of a road. A car's not going to see her. And she's going to get run over. And boom, there goes everyone.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened. She actually gets saved. She gets put in the van. And then she's like looking out into all the snow and the winter that's happening. And then credits. That's pretty much it. So I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting to happen afterwards. I mean, I get it because the entirety of the movie was just them three.
Right.
Surviving this. So the fact that one got out of live, they're kind of like, boom, end of story.
I did think it was a pretty short movie, but I like it because he got straight to the point.
Well, I was going to say, because I think it's like an hour and 30,
Yeah.
which now is like the shortest that a movie can get because now these
Everything
days,
is like
everything is like
2
2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so 8 out of 10 for satisfactory. Really loved it. And then 5 out of 10 for scary because like, eh. But what about you?
Same. I think I'm going to steal your scary one. 5 out of
Thanks.
10. Yeah, it's very suspenseful and very thrilling. I wrote a note. I forgot what it was, but it was like, it was like, I don't know why I'm still watching it. Like, I
Why am I
don't
still
want to
here?
keep watching it,
Yeah.
you know? But yeah, overall, for the suspense and thriller of it, 5 out of 10.
Love.
Satisfactory. It brings a sort of nostalgic feeling to me. And overall, I think the movie is so badass and
It is
so
really
good.
good. It is good.
It's a 9.5 in my books.
No, it's a really good movie. I really enjoyed it.
Mhm.
I'm not like my 8 out of 10 is not bad. I would say if you haven't seen it, I would recommend to watch it. All right. Well, that's pretty much the end of this episode of Frozen 2010, not the Disney movie, which Frozen, the Disney movie, also came out in 2010.
Did it?
Yeah, it did. But it looks like we're pretty much at the end of the episode. As always, this was a blast. And now that we get to
blast.
add video, it's even better. And it's even more fun. Because now I have to really watch how I look.
Oh, same.
I have to
I'm
like make sure I don't look too like double chin. I look
Yeah.
like this. I look like that. But, you know,
If you see me in the next video with the BBL, mind
mind
your
your
business.
business. You ever seen those like memes that's like, if I ever win the lottery,
There's not you.
you won't know,
you
but
won't
there
know-
will be
yeah.
signs. And then it's like
just lip filler, facelift, buckle fat
boo,
removal,
absolutely the whole
the
thing.
whole shebang.
There will be signs.
There will be signs.
But anyway, if you enjoyed today, or if today's episode intrigued you, and you have not watched Frozen 2010, not the Disney movie, we recommend you do, and you can actually watch it for free on 2 channels, Tubi and the Roku channel, if you have Roku.
I watched it on Roku channel.
Sick. Or if you have a subscription, you can watch it on Prime Movies. That is where I watched it. Otherwise, you can rent it for about $3.99 on other platforms like Google Play Movies, Apple TV, and Vudu.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
And I know we always say this and we sound like a broken record at this point. But we sincerely do appreciate you guys for listening and for watching.
For
Yeah,
watching.
We
can say that you're watching us
Yeah.
now.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Like and
Comment for
subscribe.
more.
Pow, 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 hitting you with
yeah.
all of the
all
basic
good
YouTuber
stuff.
sayings.
Yeah,
Love.
we have to.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we sincerely do appreciate you guys. We love talking
Yes.
to you via DM on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok,
All the
Twitter,
good
you
stuff.
name it. And
all
now
the great stuff.
YouTube.
Oh, no, on YouTube. So please like, comment, subscribe. We need to start off our videos now like, hey, what is up, you guys? It's
Hey, what is up,
ScreamCity.
guys?
It's
It's your
ScreamCity
boy.
here. It's your boy. I'm just kidding. But yeah, and if you would love to continue to keep up with us, we will have all of our social media in the summary description.
Yeah.
and both YouTube and Spotify and Apple and wherever else you listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
But with that being said, if you really liked today's episode, we hope you did. Please tune in to next week's episode where it will technically be our Valentine's episode, even though it's going to be 2 days after Valentine's.
I think it's going to count because it's going to be recorded.
That's
on
100%.
Valentine's
It's
Day.
100% true. It'll be recorded on Valentine's Day, but not posted until 2 days later.
Right.
However, love is love every other day or
Right.
every day,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
That episode will be about warm bodies from
Great.
2013.
2013. Great movie.
Such a long time
And
ago.
guess what? Don't say that. Guess what? Because I actually remember watching this in the movie theater.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure I watched it with it was my sister and my mom.
Oh, I love.
But overall,
We love.
It was an empty ass anyway, y'all will
You'll
hear
get the whole story.
thing next week.
I've actually never watched it. I know.
Monica.
I know. I'm so excited. Because I actually am in love and I obsessed over the main character. I don't know
The actor?
the actor. Yeah,
I forgot his
I forgot his name too. But he stole my heart when I saw him for the first time on Skins. Love that show.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that show was a whole personality back in 2013.
Oh, girl.
2014.
It was really bad.
Yeah. We're not
Yeah.
going to talk about that.
No.
We might in the next episode. But yeah, that's pretty much
Yeah,
it. I'm
I'm
excited.
excited.
So before we end the movie or before we end the episode, Jessica,
Yes.
I have a very important question and please only answer truthfully.
Yes, I'll marry you.
Okay. No, thank you. Respectfully decline. Do you think that this week's movie was
¿Película?
una película?
Yo creo que la película que
That we watched today.
Sí, la película que
vimos.
platicamos hoy.
You're ruining it. You're
I am
ruining it. Do you think
this
week's
week's
movie
movie was 100% a movie? I love this movie.
Me
If
too.
you haven't watched it, go watch it. Why are you watching this when you should be
can rewatch
watching it?
Actually, finish this so we can get all the views and then go watching that.
Right. And
Yeah, yeah.
comment and like and all that, subscribe and all that.
Yeah.
And then you can go watch it. But yeah.
No, this was a
100%.
movie.
It is a movie.
It was a movie. I really
It was
enjoyed
a-
it. It was a really good one.
Yeah.
Top tier. But yeah, there you guys have it. Thank you guys again. We will talk to you guys next week. And as always, we've been your hosts, Monica.
And Jess.
Stay safe
And
stay spooky.
I'll be back as fast as I can.
Please hurry, please.
Oof, that was scary. I can't wait to come back next week.
Wow.
That was definitely not.
That was intense.
Yeah.